And then F5. May nakikita na kayo?
Wala pa po.
Si Ma'am Pijo.
Oo nga eh. Wait lang, i-share ko ulit. Yung phone ko rin eh, hindi nagre-reflect yung PowerPoint. Saglit lang. PowerPoint. Application window. Share. Ayun. Nakita ko na.
Ayan na po.
Yan. Dali. Hanapin ko na lang kayo. So, see all. Okay, so sige, let's start. So the last time we talked about gross estate, addition to gross estate, yung mga exemption to gross estate, and what are the deductions on gross estate to arrive at net taxable estate and also to compute the estate tax. So this time around, sa finals naman natin, titingnan naman natin yung basic concept of donation. Kasi yung business transfer taxation talks about only two, the estate tax and the donor's tax. So this time around, lilipat naman tayo dun sa donation. So these are all the concept of donation. So donation is an act of gratuitously transferring property or rights motivated by the liberality of the giver in favor of the receiver. If you say or if you heard the word gratuitously, it means that walang pilitan na naganap. Ibig sabihin, wholeheartedly, binigay mo yung item na i-donate mo. So, yun yon. So, the second definition of that donation is that it is the transfer which includes not only the transfer of ownership, but also the passage of control over the economic benefits of the property. So, pag nag-donate ka daw, hindi lang yung ownership ang pinapasa mo, kundi pati yung economic benefits ng property. For example, nag-donate ka ng lupa, marami ka kasi masyadong lupa, gusto mo magbawas. So, nag-donate ka ng lupa, yung donate mong lupa, merong tanim yun na niyog. May koprahan yun. So, hindi lang yung ownership ng lupa ang tinatransfer mo, but also the benefits within kung ano yung makukuha niya doon sa lupain na dinonate mo. So, sa koprahan, yung mga niyog na nandun, pati yun kasama rin na dinonate mo. Even in simple items, diba pag may bagyuhan, hindi lang yung ownership ng mga damit ang trina-transfer mo, pati yung benefits no na meron silang maisusuot. So that is the concept of donation. Take note that the word is gratuitously, okay? Ibig sabihin wholeheartedly. Walang pag-aalinlangan, walang pumilit sa'yo. Okay, next slide. So, there are two kinds of donation. The last time we talk about donation mortis causa or ito yung sa estate tax. This is subject to estate tax. The donor retains ownership before his death. So habang buhay pa yung decedent or yung supposedly magdo-donate, sa kanya pa yung property. The transfer is revocable by the donor at will. So, pwede niyang bawiin o hindi niya bawiin. The transfer is void if the donee dies ahead before the donor. So, kung yung dinonatan mo, yung pagbibigyan mo, namatay agad, na nauna sa'yo, void raw, magiging void raw yung inyong ginawang transfer. So, let's not talk about this mortis causa because we already finished about this. So, we transfer on inter vivos or donation inter vivos. So, dito naman tayo focus. So, subject to donor's tax. It takes effect during the lifetime of the donor. So, both parties, the donor and the donee, should be alive during the transfer. So, tingnan natin yung difference talaga ng donation inter vivos tsaka donation mortis causa para lang hindi tayo malito. So, let's have the illustration. I will read. Eric gave Barbara a heart-shaped necklace as a symbol of his love for her. So, Barbara happily accepted it. So, this is a gift or donation because there is no consideration other than Eric's love for Barbara. So, which means wala namang binayad si Barbara kay Eric. Kusa lang binigay ni Eric yung heart-shaped na necklace kasi mahal na mahal niya si Barbara. So, this donation is inter vivos because it takes effect during the lifetime of the donor and the donee. Both person are alive. May question ba tayo dito? Okay, wala naman. Ay, yes? Okay, wala. Oo. Next. Donation mortis causa are donation which are to take effect upon the death of the donor and partake of the nature of the testamentary provisions governed by the rules established in the title of succession under the Civil Code. So let's have an illustration. This is actually a true case. The source is the BIR ruling number 081-98. May 28, 1998 ito nangyari. So, let's hide muna nga to at yan. Okay, so tunay itong pangyayari galing sa desisyon ng BIR. Si Yvonne daw gave, transfer, and convey a certain real property to Mariho, her sister. So, the deed of donation provides for the following condition. So, may mga kondisyon bago makuha ni Mariho yung real property na idodonate daw ni Yvonne. Una, that the donation shall produce effects only by and because of the death of the donor, the property donated to pass title after the donor's death. Okay. Second condition, that the donor reserves the right to amend or cancel the donation at any time during her lifetime. So, Mariho accepted the gift subject to the above condition. So, ang decision ni BIR dito is ito. Sabi ni BIR, this donation is mortis causa in substance. Di ba sa accounting may tinatawag tayong substance over form? So, parang linulusot lang nila na donation ito, pero ang totoo, this is donation mortis causa. Pero mukha siyang donation kasi kasi ay nakikita nyo yung kanyang donation mortis causa kasi parang may debt na involved, may matatransfer na property. But the donation shall not be subject to donor's tax, sabi ng BIR. The donation which was intended to take effect upon the death of the donor partake of the nature of testamentary provision, and the same shall remain part of the donor's decedent gross estate at the time of her death. So this is a transfer in contemplation of death and shall be subject to estate tax. So sabi ni BIR, hindi yan donation inter vivos, donation mortis causa yan. Kasi yan ay transfer in contemplation of death at sinabi mo meron kang will na iniwan, meron kang testamentary will na iniwan, sabi ni BIR. So natapos yung kaso at yun yung naging ruling ni BIR. So may question ba dito? Concept pa lang to ha, wala pang computation to. Okay, let's proceed. Ano ba yung mga essentials of donations? So first daw, essential of donation is the capacity of the donor. So, requirement number 1 is that it repairs to the condition and legal competence of the donor to enter into a valid contract. So, si donor, siya ay malinaw ang kanyang isipan nung siya ay magdo-donate. Hindi siya na drugs, hindi siya pinilit, walang nakatutok na baril sa kanya. Next, the donor must be capacitated, not necessary for donee. So, yung donor mismo, yung mismo magbibigay, kailangan, alam niya sa sarili niyang magbibigay ako. Ganun, malinaw sa kanya yon. Okay, so tandaan nyo yan ha, yan yung unang essential or requirement para raw makapag-donate. Second requirement is the donative intent. Ano ba yon? So, the declaration of the transfer of ownership by the owner without consideration. So, donative intent, which means that si donor talagang sadyang gusto niya yung ibigay. Na walang hininging kapalit, walang hinihinging kapalit na pera, or anumang bagay mula doon sa kanyang donee. So, ang rule is, if it is an oral donation, any personal property with value less than 5,000 with simultaneous delivery of the thing. Okay na yon, yung pinag-usapan lang nyo, oral donation. Pag less than 5,000. Which means, pag 5,000 pataas na, siya ay, dapat na ay in writing. So, yung halagang 4,999.99 pesos, ay okay lang siya na oral. Okay, pa idodonate ko sa iyo itong ano bang pwedeng i-donate ng electric fan ko o itong oven toaster ko, ibibigay ko na lang sa iyo. Ayun, okay na yung oral. Hindi nyo kailangang sumulat. Pwede na yon verbal, nag-usap lang kayo. So, letter B is in writing. So, the value of personal property exceeds 5,000. So, 5,000 above nga, whose donation and acceptance must be in writing, otherwise it is void. So, ano ba yung mga example ng mga 10,000 pesos above or 5,000 pesos above na item?
Lupa, bahay.
Okay, but hindi tinutukoy dito ang real property. Ang tinutukoy dito ay personal property. Siguro pwede nating example ay mga jewelry. Ayan, cellphone is also good. Pwede rin siguro ditong pumasok yung mga car. Ano pa ba yung lampas? Basta yung mga lampas ng 5,000. Yun. Kailangan nyo na yung isulat. In writing nyo na siya. Kasi magigiraw yung void or walang bisa kung hindi nyo siya isusulat sa papel. Okay? May question ba? Okay, wala naman. So, yung pangatlo naman is that public instrument. So, any donation which involves real property, yung sinasabi nga kanina ni RJ na kung magdodonate ka ng lupa, dapat raw siya ay in public instrument. What do you mean by in public instrument? I-announce mo. Ijajaryo mo. O binigay ko na tong lupain kong ito. O kaya ay deed of donation na na-access ng public. Nasa public instrument siya.
May notary.
Naka-publish. Oo, yun. May notary. Correct. Yun. May public instrument. Part siya ng public information. Public information. Alam niyo, may naalala ko doon sa public information na yun. Yung parang nagagalit ata yung, anong tawag dito, maisingit ko lang. Naalala ko kasi. Parang meron akong nabasa sa balita na yung mga tao raw ay nagagalit kasi yung parang yung public information natin ay, di ba yung parang may magtatayo ng telco, yung dito? Tapos ay, ayaw nilang ipatayo dito yung dito telco kasi daw ay sa Chinese daw yun at baka raw makuha ang information natin ng mga Chinese. Ako naman, nasa utak ko, naisingit ko lang ha. Nasuot ako, sabi ko, matagal nang alam ng ibang bansa yung information natin sa Facebook pa lang, alam na nila. And then I remember nung 2016 election, alam nyo ba yung data natin, kung hindi pa kayo botante ng mga panahon na yun, yung data ng mga botante ng 2016 is already, nagi pa siyang available sa torrent. Hindi siya naprotektahan ng government natin. Bigla siyang na-publish. Tapos yung iba, concern sa sa data privacy. Sabi ko, matagal nang alam ng ibang bansa yung privacy natin.
Kalat na pala nga.
Kalat na siya. Na alam nyo, nadadownload siya sa torrent. Nakakaloka. Ng buong Pilipinas, ha? Ay, nako. Tapos sinasabi mo ng privacy. Wala nang privacy talaga. Anyways, naalala ko lang sa public instrument. Okay, next. Ika-apat na essential. Delivery of the gift. So, the delivery may be actual or constructive, which means kung actual siya, dadalhin sa'yo. If it's constructive, syempre, yung lupa, hindi mo naman siya madadala. May dala ka lang na papel, tapos ipapanotaryo nyo. Okay, next, completion of the gift requires physical delivery or delivery of the instrument. Yun nga yung sinasabi ko kanina. Donor stock does not apply until there is a completed gift. No reservation over the gift. Okay, next. Essential for donation is acknowledgement of the thing donated, which means ikaw bilang donee, halimbawa si Ana, nag-donate siya kay RJ dahil AA, nakita ko. So, dapat si RJ, in-acknowledge niya yung binigay ni Ana. So, it is perfected from the moment the donor has known the acceptance by the donee and completed by the delivery. So, tandaan nyo yung yung apat na essential of donation sa capacity of the donor, the donative intent, delivery of the gift, and acceptance of the gift. So, those four, kailangan i-analyze nyo yung situation kung nandun ba yun lahat, nag-e-exist ba siya lahat, para masabi natin na donation nga ito, hindi to mortis causa, inter vivos ito. So I have a question. Okay. So, pwede ba akong tumawag si Miss Clarice Celestra? Clarice? Naririnig ba ako?
Yes, ma'am.
Yung Clarice po.
Kayo, ma'am.
Si Clarice kaya? Naririnig kaya ako?
Sino po Clarice, ma'am?
Ah, oo nga. Clarice Celestra. Yun ang nakikita ko dito eh. Hindi niya ako naririnig. Okay, sige. Si Camille Ara. Ano pala to? ABCD. Kaya pala. Camille, naririnig mo ba ako?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so my question is, can a donee refuse to accept a gift? Yes or no? Pwede niya bang tanggihan? For example, si Clarice, nag-donate siya kay Bella. Eh, ayaw tanggapin ni Bella, tinanggihan niya. Pwede ba yon?
Yes, ma'am. Hindi ko sure.
Sige, yes or no? Ang sagot mo ay?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's see the answer. So, ito yung rules. Ang sabi, a gift in the law of property is the voluntary transfer of property from one person. So, the donor or grantor to another, the donee or grantee. So, without full valuable consideration. So, in order for a gift to be legally effective, 3 requirements must be met. Yung kanina, di ba? Una raw is intention of the donor to give the gift to the donee. Ito yung tinatawag na donative intent. Pangalawa, delivery of the gift to the donee. And pangatlo, acceptance of gift by the donee. Kanina, 4 yon, di ba? Yung isa ay sa donor, capacity of the donor. Pero ito rin 'yon. So, ang sagot nga ay yes. Oo, pwede niya yung tanggihan. Kasi kailangan daw maluwag na inaccept ni Edward yung gift mo or yung gift ni Clarice. May acceptance of the gift by the donee. So, kung tinanggihan nyo ni Edward, wala na magagawa si Clarice. Pwede siyang tumanggi. Okay? May question ba dito?
Ma'am, pag cash, okay lang.
Ako din, hindi rin ako tatanggi sa cash. Okay, sige. Another question. Sino ba ang nakapila? Okay, sige, Edward. Ginawa ko na tong alphabetical order. So, sige, Edward. So, sorry, si Bella.
Yes, ma'am.
So, can gifted property be taken back?
Ma'am, no. Feeling ko lang.
Tingnan natin ang sagot. O, pwede raw bang bawiin? For example, si Gretchen. Binigyan niya si Ira ng gift, jewelry. Kaya lang nagbago isip ni Gretchen, binawi niya kay Ira.
Ma'am, sa
Pwede ba
magjowa
yun?
lang nangyayari yan, ma'am eh.
Tingnan nga natin kung anong tamang sagot. So, let's see. So, the Supreme Court has ruled that parents cannot take back land or property gifted to their children on the ground of ill treatment by the offspring after they have received the gift. So, in this particular case, kapag raw property at ang parents mo ang nagbigay sa'yo, cannot be. Pero, yung mga items like personal property at kung kaibigan lang kayo, yes naman, pwede. Except, of course, kung na-execute na yun sa public document, malakas na yung laban ng pinagbigyan mo. Pero kung oral lang, pwede. But if it's in writing or in a public instrument, medyo mahihirapan na yon.
Ma'am, nakakahiya naman bawiin kahit oral, ma'am.
Ay, oo nga. Muni na ng kahiyanan eh. Pero yes, actually, ano siya, itong particular na case lang na ito na hindi, yung sa parent tsaka sa child, pero yung sa ibang pwede siyang bawiin. Yun yung rules. Kasi binanggit lang to na ang binanggit lang dito yung land or property from the parents, hindi na daw. Okay, next. Okay, let's call for Gretchen. Miss Gretchen Banguardia.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so my question is, can we sell the gifted property?
Yes po.
Okay, so, for example, ituloy natin yung kwento. So, si Gretchen nga, binigyan niya si Ira ng jewelry. Si Ira, kailangan niya ng pera, so na-isell niya. Gusto niyang isell yung binigay sa kanya. Pwede ba niya yung ipagbili? So, tingnan natin ang answer. Kung tama ba? So, the answer is yes, you can sell it. So, tama si Gretchen. It is your property now and you can do anything you deem fit. So, a gift deed cannot be conditional. Basically, a gift deed with condition is not valid in law. Donor cannot cancel the registered gift deed unilaterally. So, yes, you can sell it. Ang tamang sagot. Okay, may question ba dito or let's move forward? Okay na ba? Susunod iba naman. Okay na. Okay, so okay. Linawin natin 'to. Bigyan natin ng linaw about mga pangyayari. So all person who may give or receive a donation. Sino-sino ba 'to? All person who may contract and dispose of their property may make a donation. Guardians and trustees cannot donate the property entrusted to them. So, as you know, kung guardian ka lang or trustees, hindi mo pwedeng i-donate yung property na ipinagkatiwala lang sa'yo kasi hindi naman yun sa'yo. So the donor's capacity shall be determined as of the time of the making of the donation. So as I mentioned kanina, isa sa elements or the essential of donation is that yung capacity ng donor. So all those who are not specifically disqualified by law, therefore may accept donation. So incapacity to succeed by will shall be applicable to donation inter vivos. So minors and others who cannot enter into a contract may become donees, but acceptance shall be done through their parents or legal representative. So, yung mga donees daw, pwede naman silang wala sa legal age, pero ang mag-a-accept para sa kanila is yung kanilang mga parents. Donation made to conceive and unborn children may be accepted by those persons who would legally represent them if they were already born. So, donation made to a capacitated person shall be void. Okay, hindi pala pwede yun. Kapag yung donee ay, yun nga, siguro papasok dito yung acceptance of the donee. Kasi dapat i-accept nga niya eh. It's like kung walang capacity yung donee na i-accept yung donation mo, wala siyang visa. Though simulated under the guise of another contract or ilipat mo na lang ng isang kontrata or though a person who is interposed. No person may give or receive by way of donation more than he may give or receive by will. So the donation shall be in officios in all that it may exceed this limitation. So another paragraph. Husband and wife cannot donate any conjugal or community property without the consent of the other. So, kung mag-asawa na kayo at trip mong itago sa iyong asawa na, mag-donate ako ng lupa rito sa kamag-anak ko. Hindi nyo yung pwedeng gawin. Kasi both of you, the husband and wife, should know kung ano yung ginagawa ng kanyang asawa. So, however, either spouse may, without the consent of the other, make moderate donations for charity or on occasion of family rejoicing or family distress. However daw, may exception sa rule. Kung small amount raw lang naman yon at ito raw ay dinonate mo kasi meron kayong pagsasaya o ang pamilya nyo ay rumaranas ng hindi maganda, pwede raw namang mag-donate ng walang consent ng spouse. In moderate amount. Next paragraph. Husband and wife may make a joint donation of conjugal or community property. So in this case, and for donor tax purposes, each spouse shall be considered a separate donor of his or her interest in the property, one half being the gift of the husband and the other half that of the wife. So yan, mas malilinawan natin yan sa susunod-sunod pa. Makikita nyo yung gross gift ng husband and wife, pahatiin natin pag magdo-donate sila. With the consent, of course. So, yan, makikita natin yan later. So, ano ba yung mga tax-exempt donations? So, the first 100,000 of the net gift to relatives every year is actually exempt from tax-exempt donation. So, kung almost in a year nakapagbigay ka ng 100,000, okay lang yun. Wala yung donor's tax. Donations given to the following. If you give donation to Ramon Magsaysay Award Foundation, exempted yun sa donor's tax. Philippine Inventors Commission, Philippine American Cultural Foundation, International Rice Research Institute, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, SADAP, Development Academy of the Philippines, the National Museum or National Library and the Archives of the National Historical Institute, National Social Action Council, Sounder Philippines Development Administration, Task Force on Human Settlement, dami yan Intramuros Administration, Irrevocable Donation of American-Owned Private Lands, Aquaculture, Development of the Southeast Asian Fisheries Development Center of the Philippines, Museum of Philippine Costumes, Donation of Foreign Origins, and Gratuitous Transfer by a Religious Corporation. All of that, if you donated from the following foundations or organization, you are tax exempt. Donors tax exempt. Ano naman yung mga void donations o yung mga walang bisang donation? Okay. I think this is the last slide or last two slide. I'm not sure.
Ma'am, may question po.
Okay, sige.
Paano ma'am kung ginawa mo na lang pinangalan mo lang dun sa may tax exempt donations kunyari, pinangalan mo lang sa Intramuros Administration tapos iba pala yung magre-receive.
Yan ay edi falsification of public documents na yon.
Okay.
Papasok na yun doon. Para yung sa yung ganun yun. May question pa ba? So, okay na. Okay, ano ba yung mga void donations naman? So, una daw, those made between person who were guilty of adultery or concubinage at the time of the donation. Ano? Okay, bawal pala mag-donate.
Ma'am.
Bawal pala to.
Ma'am,
Yes.
nagsasabi po si Reynalyn po na nawawalan po siya ng signal. Babalik daw po siya mamaya or po. Pagka okay po siya.
Okay, sige. That's okay. Okay, so void raw yung donation sa isang spouse na nag-commit ng adultery. So, basically yung nangaliwa, tapos dinonate niya siguro yung kanyang mistress. So, that is a void donation. Either lalaki or babae. Kasi, if I'm not mistaken, adultery is the one committing the infidelity is the women. And sa concubinage naman, or vice versa, sa concubinage naman, the one committing the, tama. And concubinage, the one committing the infidelity is the husband. So, bawal daw yon. Void yung donation. Void siya kapag hindi nahuli. Ay, nako. Number 2. Those made between person found guilty of the same criminal offense in consideration thereof. Okay, if it's a criminal offense, nag-donate ka doon. Those made between the spouses during the marriage, except moderate gift, which the spouse may give each other on the occasion of any family rejoicing. Those made between person living together as husband and wife without a valid marriage is also a void donation. Those made to a public officer or his wife, descendants and ascendants by reason of his office is also a void donation. Okay, so tingnan natin yung definition ng donor's tax. So, accordingly, ang donor's tax daw is a tax imposed on the gratuitous transfer property between two or more persons who are living at the time of the transfer. So, requirement ng donation is that both party exist, the donor and the donee. They are both living and alive. It is levied, assessed, collected, and paid upon the transfer by any person of the property by gift. Donor's tax is synonymous to gift tax. Okay, donor's tax is actually an excise or privilege tax. It is not a property tax, but it is a tax imposed on the transfer property way of gift inter vivo. So, it is a tax imposed on the right or privilege of the donor to make a gift. So, basically, yung donor's tax daw ay ini-impose kasi nagkaroon ka ng pribilehiyo na makapagregalo o makapagbigay. So, itatax ka nila. Tandaan nyo, ang main purpose kung bakit nagtatax yung government is not only para magkaroon tayo ng pera na gagamitin natin pagpagawa ng mga tulay, pero it is also i-form para ma-neutralize natin yung inequality dito sa atin, bansa. Dahil may mayaman, may mahirap. So basically, kung mayaman ka, mas malaki yung tax mo. And in a way, sabi dun sa theory, is that kahit papano, nai-equalize natin yung pyramid. Dahil yung mahirap, konti lang yung tax niya. Yung mayaman, malaki yung tax niya. So, na-equalize natin kahit papano. The donor's tax shall apply whether the transfer is in trust or otherwise. So, whether the gift is direct or indirect, and whether the property is real or personal, tangible or intangible. So, whatever it is, personal property, real property, tangible or intangible, lahat yon may donor's tax. A donor's tax shall not apply unless and until there is a completed gift. So, ito na nga yung delivery of the gift. The transfer property by gift is perfected from the moment the donor knows of the acceptance of the donee. It is completed by the delivery, either actually or constructively, of the donated property to the donee. Thus, the law enforced at the time of the completion of the donation shall govern the imposition of the donor's tax. So, ang takeaway na gusto kong maalala nyo lagi dito is yung essentials ng donation. The purposes of the donor's tax is to supplement the estate tax. So, avoidance of estate tax is prevented by taxing donation inter vivos. If you remember yung case ni Marijo, tsaka yung kanyang sister, they are trying to avoid estate tax by implying that they are doing donation. Na siguro yun ay nung 1998, so wala pa siguro noon. So yung donation inter vivos na i-revise nila para maiwasan yung tax avoidance. Donor's tax compensates for the loss of income tax. Avoidance of income tax is done by splitting income among numerous donees to escape the effects of progressive income tax rate. So yun nga, para maiwasan yung mga tax avoidance o yung tipong linulusot nila. So inimpose daw yung donor's tax because of that purpose. So from this slide, do you have any question? Meron ba? LinkedIn. Itong mga update na to. No question? Okay, let's proceed. So, that's the end of the slide. So, that is the concept of donation. So, thank you. May question ba? Yung ating quiz will be posted on MS Teams. Hindi ko na matandaan kung 1 to 5 yung ginawa ko. Basta sagutan nyo yung ipopost yung mga 3:30. And then yung deadline. Hindi, ano lang. Hindi, simple lang siya. Siyempre, analysis, ganun pa rin. Hindi naman mawawala yun. So, may question pa ba kayo? Kasi kung wala na, di-dismiss ko na kayo para mapaghandaan nyo na si Jebet. Diba? Kasi concept pa lang naman to. Later yung computation. Concept pa lang siya ng donation. May question ba? Sino ba yung nasa?
Wala na po.
Wala na? Okay na? So, sige. Happy New Year sa inyo. Nag-start na ba kayo? Ako unang klase nyo. Nag-start na kayo kanina. Okay. Happy New Year. Back to reality na ha. Gumising-gising kayo. Ngayon na ba kayo graduate?
Exam pa po, ma'am.
Sa June pa po.
Exam pa. May na-post ako, sabi nun sa admin namin ay post daw. Parang ano yun? Parang schedule ng second sem something. Ano eh?
Teacher pa rin
Alam niyo
po
na
natin
gagawin.
second step, ma'am.
Depende kung may subject pa
Mag-a-apply
kayo
pa
na pwede kong ituro. Hindi. Tuloy-tuloy naman ako eh.
Okay po.
Oo. Hindi ko lang alam kung may subject. Ha? Ana?
Malapit na daw po daw. Face to face daw po kung malapit na daw po.
Face to face, parang nung last naming meeting, parang hindi pa sila magpe-face to face. But hoping ako na sana ay Alam niyo sa ano si Lian natatakot akong bakunahan.
Ma'am, sana may
Pero
graduation.
Takot si ma'am sa
ano?
turok.
Ma'am, sana may graduation po.
Oo nga eh. Kundi ang ano niyo virtual. Mag-hope
Hindi
tayo
naman
na
yata mandatory, no?
ano anak?
Hindi naman po yata mandatory yung bakuna.
Hindi naman ba siya mandatory? Oo. Okay lang siguro sa akin kung yung medyo western vaccine. Ano lang ako, sa totoo lang hindi tama yung aking yung may prejudice ako. Kasi
May namatay taga UK. Wala siyang sakit. Ang nakikita lang din dahil dun sa bakuna ng Pfizer.
oh my gosh. Hindi ba pwede? Hindi naman
Lalo
ako
natakot
makabalik.
si ma'am.
Oo nga,
I-send ko
lalo
sa
na
inyo,
ako
ma'am. Iniimbestigahan nga kasi walang sakit yung babae. Nabakunahan siya.
Ano ba yan? Ano bang nangyayari sa atin?
Baka allergic ate.
Oo
allergic
nga, baka nga allergic reaction yun. Sabi nila yung
Dapat
Sinovac daw. Sige. Ana.
Oo nga, ma'am,
Ayan.
dapat yun. Merong, kung may allergy ka sa ganito, wag kang turukan. Wag dapat nilang gawing mandatory.
Oo nga, true.
Doon pa tayo magkasakit eh.
Kaya, tama ka dyan. Kaloka. Pero ang taas ng case, sumataas ang mga cases, tapos may nakapasok na raw na yung bagong variant ng COVID dito sa Pilipinas. Ang malupit, galing sa Maynila yun, pumuntang Hong Kong. Sa Hong Kong na-detect, hindi sa atin. Talaga na mga DOH natin, napaka-useful. Nakakaloka sila. Hindi dito sa Pilipinas na-detect, sa Hong Kong pa. Di nalaman natin, di ba nag-travel ban tayo sa mga bansa na merong bagong variant. It ends up na meron na pala tayo. Wala na pala tayong iniingatan. Siguro ang magagawa na lang natin ay medyo i-slow down yung spread niya. Kung anong variant na yun. Ay nako, sana matapos na to. Itong ating COVID na ito. Ngayon. Hopefully. Let's all hope for the best. So, may question ba?
Wala na po,
Safe po ba magpabakuna?
Alam nyo, ako naman, pinipilit kong alisin yung prejudice ko na hindi maganda magpabakuna kasi syempre, ang okay pa rin, magpabakuna tayo lahat para maprotektahan natin yung isa't isa. Yung sa Chinese vaccine, may efficacy rate raw yun at 79%. And then the Moderna and Pfizer, they have 95% and 95.4% mataas. Ang problema, ang afford lang kasi natin is yung sa Chinese vaccine. Tsaka marami sila, mass produce sila. Yung sa Pfizer, tsaka sa Moderna, hindi nila kaya mag-mass produce. Siyempre, alangan namang nag-contract na raw kasi yung economy natin ng at least 10%, which means, pag hindi pa tayo nagpabakuna, lalong babagsak ang ekonomiya natin. Kapag hindi pa tayo agar nagpabakuna at aantayin pa natin yung Pfizer at Moderna, dalang choosy tayo. Ang mangyayari, magtutuloy-tuloy yung pagbagsak ng ekonomiya. Mas, ginawa nilang cost-benefit, no? Na-i-balance na nila kung mag-aantay ba tayo or antayin ba natin yung Western vaccine or magpapabakuna na tayo? Ano ba yung mas costly sa atin? Yung lumalabas na dapat magpabakuna.
Sa Maynila, meron na sila. Nilista na nga yung pamilya ng friend ko kasi nagkaroon sila ng COVID buong pamilya nila. So kasama sila sa priority bibigyan.
Wow! Saan? Sa yung kay Isko na Maigi na kakuha si Isko.
Masala na. Meron na sila. Naglistahan na sa kanila.
Aba, ayusan eh.
Libre.
Wow! Akala ko makakakuha lang ng vaccine via national government kasi yung mga pharmaceutical company ayaw nila makipag-transact sa local government, gusto nila sa national government siya dadaan. Yung mga friend ng nanay ko sa US, yung mga classmate niya doon, nagpo-post na sila na COVID-free na ako, ganyan, kasi raw vaccinated na sila. Nagpo-post sila na ano na sila, okay na sila. Yun, nagsisimula na yung rollout nila doon. Eh, dito sa Pilipinas. Nakakaloka talaga rito sa Philippines. Ayun, dito sa Pilipinas, ano muna tayo, face shield, face mask. Ayun na lang. Ayun ako. Sana matapos na. Yun. Para makagraduate kayo ng face-to-face. Paano yun? Eh di second sem nyo, dapat mag-graduate na kayo ng June or April. Tama ba?
Yun daw po, ma'am.
Ha?
Dapat, ma'am. Dapat.
Yun lang.
Excited na. Oo nga.
Kasi hindi.
Tama. Oo
Mga
nga.
abot ko tayo ng October yan.
Ayan, ang dami. Alam nyo, hanggang ngayon nga nakakalungkot din sa school. Di ba sa school din ako nag-work? Walang katao-tao. Tapos syempre sa DepEd, pinapayagan kaming work from home. Nagre-report lang ako doon twice or thrice a week. Tapos pati yung boss ko, work from home din. Kasi ngayon ang instruction sa amin. Kasi tumataas yung cases. And hindi naman namin pwedeng i-risk yung mga sarili namin, di ba? Yun na lang magagawa mo para sa mga tao rin eh. Yung iwasan mo yung magkikilos din, ganun. So, okay na ba? At baka antingin na kayo ni Jebet. Sige, Happy New Year sa inyo. Stay safe pa rin.
Sige, ma'am. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye. Ingat kayo.
Ay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, sige. Bye-bye. Nako.
Thank you po, ma'am. Bye-bye po.